Hey traders, Jonathan, Control the Trade here, and we're looking at Palantir, ticker PLTR. I actually have a weekly chart up because I was looking at the longer term charts, which actually look a little bit better than the shorter term charts, and I'll show you what I mean in a second here. This ticker has not been traded for that long, but you can see we do have a nice bull flag pattern on the monthly chart here. And one thing I found interesting is that we just closed the month above the high of this candle, which is definitely bullish. At first I was looking at the daily chart and it looked a little bit bearish on the daily. But having a move like this, also finishing above this month and challenging this month but not actually finishing above, that is really strong. So at a glance, getting above and closing above 27.50 would lead us to $30 plus. I think that would be quite the spark if we started closing above 27.50. Let's look at the weekly and see if we find similar clues there. This closing candle here is definitely presenting us with a short-term bearish pattern. So it's like a bearish pattern on the weekly chart within this overall bullish pattern. So you can see we need to get back up, and there, we talked about 30. Look at this. The high here is 30.19 and the open is 29.96. So that's going to be an important area. You can see I've put one of the important numbers on my chart is 30 and 33.50. Those have been there for quite some time now. They are key areas that I chart and they're important. So what you'd want to get is, if you're a bull for Palantir, you'd want to probably get a gap over 30. If you can wake up green one day with a gap over 30, then this thing should run. Consequently, let's look at the daily. We had a pretty weak close today, below the low of the previous day, but we're still well above all the important moving averages, including the 20 period and the 50 period right here. This is pretty safe above, let's say 23, 22.69. We have a Fibonacci retracement here. We have the 50 day at 23.10. So as long as we stay above the 50 period moving average, it would be normal for it to pull back to the 50. And you can see we've been rejected by the 50, rejected by the 50. We finally closed above the 50, and now we've started to take off above the 20. So that's a good sign. It wouldn't surprise me if we visited the 50, but right now, the way this looks is that the 20 should be support. You want to get back over 27 and 27.50 for the bull case. Bear case, if you start to see candle closes, daily closes below, say, the 50 or below 22.70 approximately, that would be bearish. We'd probably start to head back down, all the way down to the low of this candle. Looking at the weekly, the low on this weekly chart is 18.57. As long as we also stay above 18.57, we're good. We've only challenged that one time, and look what happened. That's where the reversal started. So we went all the way down to 17.06. Looks like there might have been a gap there. Threatened to close below that number, which would have been bearish, and this was pretty much saved. Once we started closing over 20, you see we got a nice spark here, and we've been on an upward trajectory ever since. And we want this 20 period moving average on the weekly chart to start curling up. That would be more bullish and start lifting price up towards this $30 level that we talked about before. So that's a really quick technical look at Palantir. Just looking at the charts only. I hope this video was helpful. Please give a like and please subscribe. And remember, don't let the trade control you.